My name's Joel, and this is Tempe Antique Talk. This is our first episode where we're going to be speaking on an actual topic. Today I chose a subject near and dear to me, which is motorcycle collectibles. I've been building motorcycles for a very long time, and obviously when you're interested in something like that, you end up collecting a lot of things that relate to that subject. So mine's motorcycles, and this is just a small assortment of items that I'm going to be showing you. We'll just touch on a few topics, and hopefully you learn something. So here's a few items that I picked out to talk about today. I'll do a quick preview. And we've got photographs, posters, helmets. Some of the older helmets, they get very expensive and are quite collectible. This one's actually from Italy. This one is a McCall. These are pretty hard to get, and it has the stitching through the top. They're kind of neat. This one's not in the greatest of shape, but I like things that have a bit of life to them. I also collect old photos. This is an old Indian. Trophies. Trophies are always a good one to add to your collection if you're an enthusiast. Early motorcycle lobby cards, or movie cards. They're really collectible too, and quite hard to get sometimes. That's a good movie, The Hard Ride. And movie posters. You can find them in pretty much any genre you're interested in. This one is a Born Losers. This is a really good original one from the 60s. Original photos again. I really collect a lot of those. Also Harley Davidson. Anything Harley Davidson is really collectible. These are floorboards to Panhead, Knucklehead. They're kind of beat, but people reuse them on old bikes, and they use them as displays. Early AMF stuff. It's kind of neat because they also, when AMF bought Harley out, they were also doing like bowling alley items, and they were doing snowmobiles and stuff, and they basically saved Harley Davidson from going out of business. And here we have some enthusiasts. These range in different years. This is 47. Here's one from 26. I have tons of them. A lot of these are available for purchase at the store. And collector books. These are invaluable. There's one on helmets, one on jackets, one on Harley Davidson collectibles, and another one on that. Building custom motorcycles, and if you're building to a period, you want to know what the styles were at the time. So I got into collecting early chopper magazines, early Ed Roth, Big Bike, Chopper. There's a bunch of different ones. Anyhow, Easy Rider is a good one. I like Easy Rider. They had a lot of biker stuff, 60s, 70s. I believe they came out in the 70s. Anyhow, when you collect these, condition really matters. There's some pretty, expensive ones, obviously the first one, and a lot of the ones that are earlier. But you want to make sure they have the David Mann in them. That, is what most of the people took out of them. And that's it right there. There's the David Mann. It's usually in the middle. And most of the ones I get are intact. That's just a little tip when you're collecting those. Also on the enthusiasts, they're kind of cool. They're kind of a snapshot in time, and if you build older bikes or you're interested in old Harleys, what's cool is this one's like from August 1930, and they talked about what was going on at the time, the different bikes. You get to see the periods of what they were wearing and the different ads that was in them, hill climbs and stuff. These were really cool. Harley started this magazine as an advertisement and to get people interested in it, their product. So this was a marketing thing for them mostly. And old parts. Old parts are really neat. They look great on the shelf. This is what's called the jockey top. This would be on top of the transmission. You'd hit it, you ride it from behind like you're whipping a horse. And this one's a 60s chopper part. This is AEE. I don't know if I can bring it up there into focus. But that's Stamps AEE, and that was a chopper company in the 60s and 70s. And so, that's collectible. It looks great on the shelf. Lighters. Lighters are nice. This is just a cheapy ones, but they usually got thrown away, so people collect them, and I collect them too. So there's a myriad of things. Postcards. This is an old postcard with a guy and his girl on it, riding a pan. Those are cool. You can pretty much collect anything. One of the things I think is really hot right now, everyone's after, is Harley clothing. And, especially the earlier stuff. If it's got a single stitch, that's big money usually, because they're earlier, before they start doing a double stitch at the bottom. Okay, so this is an early Gino Paris helmet, and you can see the inside, it's cork, and it's got a liner on it, and it's got a leather outer with a strap, and the top's aluminum. Somebody did a little paint job on it, but this embellishment here, but they left the original sticker. And that's kind of a neat little thing to have. But this book's kind of invaluable if you're into helmets and you want to collect, because this is a wealth of knowledge on all the different helmets. So I highly suggest, if you get interested in something, before you go out spending big money, is do research. It'll save you from making the $100, $200 mistakes that you can invest into a real nice helmet or a real nice picture. You know, do your research, and then you can have a higher end collection quicker than making the pitfalls of just going out and buying something on an impulse. Some of the neat pictures that I've collected over the years. This one here I have it available at the store. It's a guy on an old Harley 45 flat tracker. It's neat. He's holding the trophy, and he's got an early Harley shirt on it. Boy, that would be worth a lot of money today. Really cool picture. Again, the trophies kind of fall into it, so they were given out to a lot of the riders, and so this one's metal on top, and it's got like a Bakelite, so that's always a good collectible, and they range in prices. Real good early trophies can get into the hundreds. This one here is, you know, $30 at the store, so not bad. I also collect stuff with motorcycles on it. There's Sportsmen's of the World. This is probably from the 30s, I would say, maybe 20s. Guy got a racing there, but it's all the different cars. These are jockeys and motorcycle racers and all that stuff. So, you know, it kind of branches off into all different kind of genres. You know, you can have more than one thing on a collectible and still find it interesting and still fall under the category you collect. Hi, since this was a motorcycle episode, I'd like to show you a bike that I built. Built it quite a few years ago, but I built it for a show in Texas, and it's all hand built. Got about 1,700 hours into it. So take a look at it. You can also come see it in person in a store. It's in a case for everyone to view.